Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Kind Heart Homestead. For those of you who have been keeping up with what we've been doing here on the homestead, we mainly focus on, I guess, just doing things ourselves, trying to be as self-sufficient as we can while we're still kind of learning the ropes, trying to figure out what we can do comfortably, and just trying to get experience so we can be more self-sufficient long term. Well, we've had a few early morning frosts. It's fall, but it feels like the winter's starting here. In North Carolina, it seems to go straight from the summer heat to the winter frost. So we've been trying to just kind of take some inventory on things that are overdue, try to clean up the gardens, disconnect the irrigation, things like that. And you'll see things in this video about just some tasks we're trying to wrap up. But here you can see our garden. Take a look real quick. You can see the sponge gourds along our fence there. Everything is just kind of limp from the frost. The plants are basically all dead, but any fruits that are out here, I might want to, I guess, give it a firm squeeze, see if it's salvageable. But it looks like most of the stuff here is pretty far gone. You can see here our pepper plants. You know, these chilies, they're green. They're probably fine. Too spicy for me to eat, but for other people that may not have as many plants, they could probably still go out, harvest what's green, and maybe cook it down, make a hot sauce out of it or something. We do have a good bit of red peppers out here that have ripened. You can see this whole tree of eggplant here. The fruits are all turning brown. It looks like I should have came out here right before the frost to get everything, but we've just had so much produce that I like to go out, wait for the things to be as big and ripe as possible before I take it off, because we don't have a lot of room in the kitchen to be stockpiling everything while we wait for it to ripen. But, you know, with, what do we have here, like 60 okra plants, 70 pepper plants, there's plenty. We don't have to worry about getting every single crop harvested. You can see here the okra that I kind of left out here. It's getting kind of soft. What else can I show? Here's some yellow squash. As you can see, those aren't really big enough to harvest anyway, so not a big loss there. We tried to grow squash at the hot time of the year for like a summer crop. Here we have these really annoying vine-boring worms. I believe they're the larvae of a type of moth. Anyway, they go in and destroy all of our squash before they even get pollinated, basically. So I was able to get a couple off that plant. That's fine. Here I'm walking down our little pumpkin and melon patch. We got pumpkins here early in the summer. We actually still have one inside that we might be able to bake and eat, make it into a pumpkin puree for a pie or something. But all of our melons got destroyed by deer. If you remember from our storm damage video, when that hurricane came through, a lot of our okra plants got knocked over, and that was basically the end of it for the okra. But you can see here we still have tons of jalapenos here that are ripe, a bunch of volunteer tomatoes, and I think we have some sweet potatoes and peanuts over in that area that you can see. There's a bunch of grass there now. If I can rip that stuff off and dig down maybe with a fork or something, I might be able to find something else buried down in there. I'm gonna hop the fence here and we'll go check out the other garden. go back and watch our videos from garden updates for the past couple years. You'll see that this garden that I'm going to right now was our original garden. And where all these weeds are, there was a greenhouse over there. Go check out a video from 1 or 2 months ago about taking the greenhouse down. But this was our original garden, and it kind of went down and formed a bowl right there, and it was holding too much water, and the clay we have here doesn't drain. So this was an experimental raised bed area. Raised bed, kind of a U-shaped, 3 sides of a square, and the inside is where we grew all of our corn. We got at least a gallon of popcorn, and you can see here we grew trellises up this bamboo. And hey, look, there's some ripe tomatoes. We had really good tomato crop, even though after the hurricane most of our tomato plants got knocked down. You can see these strings just kind of blowing in the wind. I like to get this twine, and this year I bought a beefier twine rated for more weight, and they still don't last all growing season. So I'm gonna have to figure out something different for the future. So yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of cleanup to do. Not really harvesting much anymore, except for some of those sponge gourds. So drop some ideas down in the comments below of things you think we might be able to do or grow during the winter, or any tasks that you guys have experienced on your own homesteads on how you kind of clean up, get stuff ready for the next growing season. I'm out here in the shop. I need to turn off the water to the irrigation system to winterize it. Check it out. That's a shutoff of where the water diverts up from the water line that goes into the house. And this just goes out to some of our hoses here at the shop. So I cranked that shutoff. So what I just cranked there is a little outlet for our sediment filter. Don't want to leave any water in there because this thing is made out of plastic and it would crack. I could even take that filter out for the winter if I want to. Then right here is a shutoff that prevents water from going into my little homemade manifold system here. So I turn that off so water can't get in it. And then as another little precaution, I have this adapter here that converts the hose thread to the pipe thread. So that's loosened, and this allows me to disconnect this entire manifold from the building if I wanted to. There's a couple screws holding these boards in place, and then I have 4 manifolds total in case I want to expand the system, but I'm only using 3 right now. And I can actually take these poly lines off and make sure that there's no water in the solenoid valves. So I'm out here at the other end of the irrigation system, and that's the wobbler sprinklers at the garden. At least at the front garden here, we don't use drip line. This year we're using these wobbler sprinklers. And there's 2 basic risers that go up. It's a T-fitting that points up, and I have a few feet of PVC pipe. But after the last sprinkler, I allowed the poly to go a few more feet so I can release the water from the line so it doesn't freeze.
harvesting the luffa. Planted this back in April. It has a long growing season. And we've had a few frosts. It's mid-November and it's time to get it off the vine. It's definitely not gonna grow anymore. Right now for ripe luffa, I'm looking for fruits that have gotten kind of yellow and they're lighter colors. So instead of being dark green, they kind of have a yellow hue. Yeah, this one is even though it's a smaller specimen, it has the color we're looking for and it's really lightweight. This one I've been eyeballing for months, thinking, I mean, it's been on there for so long, but it's really not getting lightweight or turning yellow. So, I mean, it's just not going to do anything else at this point, but we'll put it on the curing rack and just see how it is when we open it up. Here's another really promising fruit. It's got that kind of lime green, and it's lightweight, so the sponge on the inside is forming. Tell me now how you want.
Now that we got the best sponge gourds off of the fence, we need to get rid of the rest of these vines. They're just all over the fence. We need to clear it off, probably to put up some Christmas lights. But it's gonna be quite a chore, so check it out. Well, the fence line is clear now, and check out all these hidden gourds that were left over. You know, we already picked out the nicest ones that we thought could turn into a luffa, but it looks like we might have a lot more. See if we can dry these out, and if they don't get moldy, we might be able to use them for something. Well, that might be it for our fall harvest, and we look forward to doing it again in the future. So if you enjoy watching us and you want to support us, please click that subscribe button, and that lets us know that we should make more content for you. and get involved in the comment section if you want to provide feedback about what you want to see us do. See you next time.